Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Here we are at the United States Mint's website, and we are looking at the profile here for Ventris C. Gibson. She recently did an interview with CoinWorld, and we're going to talk about that and her blueprint for change, and that includes diversity and inclusiveness. Let's explore! Indeed, here we go. This is the profile for Ventris C. Gibson, and we can see here, if we read the text here, that most of her career was in human resources. Not that there's anything wrong with that. In fact, the answer that she gave to an interview with CoinWorld I thought was actually pretty good. But nonetheless, there is something to be said, and I believe there's aspects that she pretty much dismisses in her answer. Let's take a look at this full interview here from CoinWorld magazine, and an interview that was sent out. This is by Paul Gilks. New Mint director sees her position as an incredible opportunity. And indeed, it is an opportunity, especially for reforms and changes. But I think that her focus is slightly misguided. Well, I'll just say it, misguided in general. So Ventris Gibson became the 40th director of the United States Mint on June 15th, when her nomination by President Biden was confirmed by the U.S. Senate. And so they had submitted some questions to her via email. We're going to go over these, and I think some pretty interesting and also revealing answers, and I'm going to give my commentary in it as well. Did you seek out the nomination for Mint Director, or did the Biden team seek you in particular? She answers, I'm honored that President Biden chose to nominate me to become director of the United States Mint. I never expected to be under consideration to lead this agency, which means that the Biden team sought her out, which gives us an idea that perhaps the Biden team was reacting based off of a campaign promise to pick more, women and minorities. And that's just it. That is kind of where we are at today. You pick by skin color. Identity politics seems to rule the day. To me, that is a profound mistake and misdirection of this country in general. The answer continues. I had a profound moment of clarity shortly after President Biden nominated me to serve as U.S. Mint's 40th director. I was face to face with an opportunity to lead this historic agency in a manner that reflects my personal core values of fairness, integrity, trust, accountability, credibility, and transparency. I was looking at a perfect match. Well, the thing is, that's fine. Those are good attributes to have. But what about productivity and what about quality? Those words are nowhere in her statement there. And I think those are integral and I think lacking at the United States Mint. And where are you looking? Were you looking forward to the challenges of becoming a U.S. Mint director? And so the answer is, once I learned of my nomination, I certainly looked forward to becoming the Mint director. So in other words, she was blindsided by this nomination process and really had no idea much about the Mint beforehand. I didn't view it as a challenge. Instead, I viewed the role of Mint director as an incredible opportunity with awesome responsibility, and that's fair. I think that's a good way to look at it. I think people that do want to implement positive change, that's kind of how they have to see it in their mind. The Mint has a wonderfully storied history, and the making of coins has long fascinated the American public, but not necessarily her. That doesn't matter too much. I guess there's been former Mint directors who weren't coin collectors too. You don't necessarily have to be a coin collector like Edmund C. Moy, who I think did a wonderful job as Mint director at the time. For hundreds of years, we have told the story of our country's history, culture, traditions, and values by connecting America through coins. That sounds like boilerplate talk, kind of talking about what the Mint's mission is. From the manufacture of superior work products, and again, that's questionable, especially in recent years, with some of the products that have come out from the Mint, to the protection of our national assets under the Mint's control. The Mint, throughout its history, has executed our mission with unquestioned quality. That's wrong. I question their quality all the time. In fact, some of my channels say I complain too much about the Mint. But I like to think of it as constructive criticism because I want the Mint to be successful. I want the products to be good because it reflects our country. And when you have coins that come in consistently off center, or where there's finning that's happening, or smudges, or spotting, or poor packaging, that is very much questionable at the very least. And integrity while providing outstanding customer service to the nation. And I think that could be improved upon too. I have approached my job with keen motivation to continue and improve on that incredible history. But the thing is if you can't recognize the problems with not questioning the quality, then you're starting at a very bad place, a very bad place. Next question. Your background is in human resources, not manufacturing. What assets does that help you bring to the Mint director's post? A fair question. And her answer is actually fairly good too, but still lacking in some areas. She says, I have 4 decades of experience in professional leadership and executive positions. The Mint is more than a manufacturing organization. And she's right about that, but it almost sounds dismissive in the fact that they are a manufacturing organization. That's their primary role. In addition to the 4 production facilities at West Point, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, I'm also responsible for the bullion depository at Fort Knox. That's true. We also have the United States Mint Police, which is a federal law enforcement agency, and at our Washington, D.C. headquarters, we have offices and directorates that provide critical support to meet the mission. Well, that's true, but the thing is you have even less experience in law enforcement. But that's an aside note. These offices and directorates include manufacturing, sales and marketing, protection, information technology, human capital, finance, chief counsel, environmental safety and health, equal employment, legislative affairs, corporate communications, executives, secretariat, design management, policy analysis, and the project management office. Well, the thing is equal employment is already that's a law. That's easy. You just provide equal employment opportunities. Obviously, government agencies are going to be the ones that definitely should comply with that. And I'm sure, if anything, where there is not been a problem, that is equal employment. Environmental safety and health. Well, what does that mean? Are you talking about safety on the job? How is what the Mint does going to hurt the environment? I don't know. I guess the energy efficiency of the building, maybe putting solar panels. I don't know. But anyways, to me, that seems very, very minor. And compared to the most important thing, which she mentions here, is that's manufacturing. But she brushes over that. Sales and marketing, obviously, are things that they seem to do fairly well, but it seems some of their messaging is a bit off, and I've made suggestions on how they can improve that by posting the same message on their website and their social media platforms. But nonetheless, she goes on to say, an organization with a broad scope requires a leader who is a skilled executive and manager, I should say, and then that's only part of what I bring to the table. You noted that most of my career was spent in human resources. The common denominator of all the organizations I have mentioned is that they are made up of people, humans in other words. And that's a good answer. The people of the Mint workforce execute our mission, not the machines on the plant floor. That's very true. It is made up of people. The people are the most important part. So that was a good answer for sure. But again, understanding that those people have got to interact with the machines and the manufacturing process, and you've got to work with them to make the quality better. Next question. Have you had the opportunity to visit or schedule visits to all the Mint production facilities, West Point, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, as well as Fort Knox? She has, and I have been deeply impressed with the professionalism, skill, and commitment of the United States Mint workforce at every facility. The next question. During the April 6th testimony before the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, as part of the confirmation process, you referred to a culture problem within the Mint. and what you had started addressing that since becoming the deputy director last October. You came up with a blueprint for change. What problems did you encounter at which facility, and what actions are being taken at each? Is it possible to get a copy of the blueprint for change? This is her answer. What I've encountered at all Mint locations are highly engaged, skilled, creative, and dedicated employees and managers who make up an incredible workforce that produces an amazingly beautiful coins, bullion, and numismatic products. Well, if that's the case, what's the problem? She goes on. Our products support commerce and delight our customers. They definitely don't delight our customers when we get coins that we spend very high premiums that have finning or off-centered strikes or dings or issues with the packaging or cheaper packaging with much higher prices. That does not delight us, the customers. She goes on. The commitment of the Mint team is evidenced by the fact that during the first 2 years of an ongoing global pandemic, they produced nearly 30 billion circulating coins. That is impressive. That is very good. That doesn't seem to be a problem in the culture that I've seen so far. We were the only world mint to operate continuously under the pressure of COVID-19. I developed what I call a blueprint for change with the goal of making this great institution even greater by improving the work environment for all of our employees. So apparently there's a problem with the work environment there. This is an internal document, but I have implemented large portions of the blueprint for change throughout the Mint, and the implementation is ongoing and continuous. So that's a big fat no. She's not going to share that document with us. And really, I hope that the Coin World does a FOIA request to see what it is. But we have a hint at what it is in the next statement. A diverse and inclusive workforce brings us a variety of perspective and ideas that leads us to greater efficiency, creativity, and innovation. Again, what word is missing from that? Quality. And problem solving, which further enables us to achieve our mission. Well, the thing is, what achieves your mission? That is manufacturing of coins, quality coins, collector coins, and obviously quality circulating coins as well. That is the mission. It's not diversity and inclusiveness, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with diversity and inclusiveness. But the thing is that those things come naturally when you take in employees. You're going to get a diverse group of people. But what's the most important is that they are qualified to do the job and they are efficient at doing their job. And yes, you want to make it an environment where people can feel free to be able to come to their bosses with any problems or complaints. You want to make sure that they are taken well care of, they are paid well, and just like any job or any organization. But, it's not based around a identity politics and should not be based around identity politics. It's about quality, and it's about being able to meet the deadlines and to provide quality goods and services. Just like any other business, the United States Mint is the only government agency, or one of the very few government agencies, that actually makes a profit on what they do. Where does that money go? The profit of that money? It is a molecule in the drop in the bucket back into the general revenues of the Treasury. And so every time we buy from the United States Mint, we are donating money towards the government and towards the general revenue of the Treasury. And so therefore, I believe that it is incumbent upon the Mint to provide quality products. And so far, that is, especially with some of the stuff that I bought recently, that's been lacking. Some of them I've talked about on the channel when I do unboxing. Others I have not. And this is one reason why I've stopped collecting the Proof Modern commemorative coins. The Proof coins should be of the utmost quality, and some of them are lacking. There's been occasions where they've been fine, but the packaging is subpar, and so is the quality of the coins, especially for the price that you pay. Nonetheless, so moving ahead, in other April 6th testimony, you addressed the Morgan and Peace dollar production for 2022 that you chose to suspend until 2023. So there would be sufficient blanks to meet all demand. Rather than limit production to what blanks could be obtained, was any consideration given to the continuity of the program, even with limited mintages? what is the status of securing sufficient silver blanks? Her answer, we gave careful consideration to program continuity, but in light of the supply chain issues that prevented us from obtaining an adequate number of silver blanks, we decided it would be wisest to continue the program in 2023 when we are confident that we will have a sufficient inventory of blanks. Now, the background for the next question is in February 2021, the Mint introduced the ABPP that permits 18 undisclosed buyers to the opportunity to place in combination orders of up to 10% of the available mintage of select products at a cost 5% above the regular retail price. That's the authorized bulk purchase program for collector coins. So the question is have you given any consideration into abandoning the ABPP program to allow all coins being struck to be available to collectors who continue buying Mint products year after year, or expanding its scope? Her answer is the Mint serves all customers. The ABP allows all of our systems to better serve what is sometimes referred to as business to consumer market. And then the separation between the sales channels has allowed the Mint to increase its sales numbers for many of our products. The business to business market has benefited by having a known quantity that will be available to them. This enables the ABPP participants to start marketing Mint products to consumers who prefer to obtain them from that channel. ABPP participants pay a premium over the Mint's retail price. I always heard that it was, I guess it is about 5% more or something like that, creating a new revenue stream and ultimately allowing the Mint to keep sales prices at a predictable level for that year. But that means there's less products that are available for those who want to try to get the best price from the Mint. When you are offering it to these other agencies that have to drive to pick them up, they're going to charge a crazy amount more to get them. A lot of these coins, by the way, go to the grading companies, which I think is another kind of racket, by the way, modern coin grading, but that's a side note. We are seeing what the prices in the secondary market coming down and being more predictable. Well, I disagree with that. At the same time, we've significantly expanded our enrollment subscription options, which is now available on more Mint products than previous years. All enrollments consumers have been able to purchase products. So if the ABP continues, the next question says, will the Mint advance its product releases to announce which ones will be offered the ABP participation, removing 10% from the mintages from public access? Her answer, the Mint will evaluate how much of a product will be sold to each channel on an annual basis. Moving forward, the Mint is committed to outlining which products will be available under the ABPP. The allocation is not intended to remove product from the business to consumer channel. Rather, it is intended to provide the bulk dealers with an incentive to stay out of the B2C channel. ABP numbers are a separate forecast function, meaning the Mint looks at each channel's demand independently of each other. Some products of ours see less than 30% of total available product sold direct to consumers, and 70% to B2B. Well, anyways, to me, those are kind of just fluffed up, and your eyes kind of glaze over with those answers about the ABPP. I always thought it was a bad idea, still do. Sounds like she's going to stick with it. But there you go. That is her priorities for the Mint, which I don't hold out a whole lot of hope. Although I will say this for the Mint, the shipping of the metals, Liberty Metals, has been good. So maybe there's a turnaround for some of the products that are now starting to be released. So maybe we'll see that continue, which is a good thing. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.